another one.
So this question says, what are the pros of using Playwright over Selenium? So it says, my company is starting the process of using Playwright and replacing our Selenium test. Any tips on what you think about Playwright? I always hear how it's better, but curious as to why. I've been using Selenium the last 4 years and haven't touched Playwright yet, but I plan to start learning it soon. All right, so let's start our timer. Get some water too. So I've used Playwright on this channel, where we are doing different automations, comparing it to Selenium, to Cypress, and all that good stuff. And it's the pros, I would say, of using Playwright is that it has a lot of things that Selenium should have built in. It already has it built in, right? So, for example, being able to run in debug mode, it runs by default in headless mode. You can run it in a headed mode where the browser pops up and stuff like that. And it has by default embedded wait times in there, so that one of the drawbacks of Selenium is that when you go and click on something, if the page isn't like fully loaded yet, it can like try to go ahead of time, and then it can't find certain elements. Inside of Playwright, it is already embedded in there, so it's going to do the necessary wait times, and so it's just a little bit more, because it's a much newer than Selenium. They thought of some stuff that at the time they were building Selenium, they couldn't really think of them at the time, and the problem is that it would be much harder to implement those things into Selenium. Another reason that Selenium doesn't have all these things embedded is that it is very, other than, like, not only that it's open source, but it is very adaptable into different languages, where you can plug and play it with different frameworks and different testing libraries and stuff like that. But you know, the newer thing is like, all right, this runs faster, it's less flaky, all of that good stuff. But one of the limitations that I have with, and it's not that big of a limitation, because is that how expandable and flexible that Playwright might be. And what do I mean by that? So what I mean is that with Selenium, they build other applications on top of it. They build other frameworks on top of it. So, for example, Appium. If you need to do like mobile testing, like on actual devices, or connecting to what do you call it? To connect to like a device farm, AWS device farm, or a Sauce Labs, or a browser stack. It's not like, it's kind of those applications and packages are built on top of it, so it's a lot easier to do that. With Playwright, that is not something, like, you can't really do mobile testing on Playwright. So if you need mobile testing, if you need to run in a remote browser, that's not, like, from what I've seen so far, that's not really happening yet. It might come out in the future, but it's just not something right now. So that, to me, that is one of the limitations of Playwright. Now, you know, I also have to be honest with you. I have to say, shame on you. Shame on you. Why have you never used Playwright yet? I'm sure you've heard of all the hype behind it. You've been doing automation for the past 4 years now using Selenium. Why have you not gone and explored Playwright? Because now because the company has made a decision, your department has made a decision to move from Selenium to Playwright, and you are behind. See, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I like to be the pioneer. I like to go first. And I like to say, okay, I would want to be the one to make the recommendations to the company on, is going to Playwright a good thing or a bad thing? What are the pros of Playwright? What are the cons of Playwright? I don't want them to tell me, because now I'm playing from behind. I don't want to play from behind. I play for keeps. What movie was that from? Was that from Talladega Nights? I play for keeps. I want to be the one to do the research, make the decision, share it, answer the questions. When I don't know something, go ahead and research it. But now the decision is made, and now you have to catch up. You might have some good Selenium. See me, I can go like I feel confident going into Cypress. I feel confident going to Playwright. I feel confident going to Selenium because those are the major players right now. See, Cypress isn't as like so a lot of people use Cypress, but it's not as prevalent as Playwright is getting the market because Playwright it goes across many different languages, Java, Python. I think they have one for C#, Ruby. But why are you now, after the company made the decision that you haven't touched it yet? See me, even when I don't use things all the time, I still say, all right, let's do an exploration on it. Let's see how it works. How easy is it to pick up? I did it in Python. I did it in Java, in JavaScript. I haven't done it in Java, but I've done it in JavaScript. And like I said, I have to scold you a little bit. Should have did that a long time ago. All right, but that is my thoughts on the pros of using Playwright over Selenium. There are some pros, but there are some cons as well. So do not forget the cons. All right. That being said, let's wrap that up.
They say they want success, but they don't put in the time. Promises unkept, all this wasted energy's a crime. People with their eyes wide shut, just playing their part. But when it comes to commitment, they ain't got the heart. Tell me what's the point of dreaming big if you don't try? Why don't you wake up, get your dreams in line? You can't keep on waiting, cause it's your time to shine. Don't let the darkness cloud the path that you own. If you want success, then you gotta make it home. I see the potential in them, but they don't understand. Only chasing shadows, never stepping on the land. Words are just reflections, but actions tell the tale. When you want the prize, you gotta break the veil. Success is a road, but oh, it ain't a free ride. Why don't you wake up, get your dreams in line? You can't keep on waiting, cause it's your time to shine. Don't let the darkness cloud the path that you own. If you want success, then you gotta make it home. In the silence of the night, hear the call to rise. Don't let your spirit die, reach for the skies. Don't let the thought die, reach for the skies.